KSJO. You got Ozzy Osbourne with an interview and music from Black Sabbath and the most recent stuff from Ozzy Osbourne. In fact, we'll be delving into that in just a moment. Hang in there.
It was a hard decision to come to terms at the end. You know, it's like 11 years of your life wrapped up in one organisation.
Something like a divorce.
Exactly the same. I can't. You hit the nail on the head. You try and explain to someone how you feel after 11 years of living constantly with people, and then you say to yourself, oh, it's killing me. And it was killing me.
But you came back really fine. I'm impressed. I really am.
Well,
I think that your audience is impressed that you're selling.
I think I've shocked a lot of people.
Yeah, you probably have. But it's great.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, you're full of surprises, and that's healthy. Makes for an interesting life.
Like gynecology.
Yeah, fascinating. Oh, God. How about the band member changes? I know that you had a couple of replacements.
Well, they weren't permanent people anyway. They were only sort of helping out on the session scene, you know. So they were just like a studio band, which we wrote all the stuff together and we got it on. So, look, the thing was, I had to get something out as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And I had I've still got a head full of stuff. I've got so much stuff in my head that I'm going to write in the future.
Is that why you had to get it out as soon as possible?
I have written the second album and recorded the second album, believe me or not, in February this year. It's called Diary of a Madman.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a movie with Diary of a Madman.
I really can't. That's great.
But you see, the thing is, there's so many, and like, for instance, I go to Los Angeles, there's so many, like, fallen angels walking up and down that road of Sunset Boulevard.
That's the truth. Telling
you what they're going to do. And I just turned around to some guys that came down to the house the other night for dinner. Don't tell me about it. I don't want to know.
Isn't it sickening?
Show me, man.
Yes.
Don't tell me what you're going to do. I hear this constantly of old musicians from old bands, the old Deep Purples, the old so-and-sos, and the old one. And they're always telling me, and the craziest thing that I have going for me at the moment, I asked a lot of these guys to help me out at one time. And they all said, you're too crazy, we don't want to know.
And now here you are doing just fine, and they're still dreaming.
Sure, I don't talk about it. I get off my backside and do something about it, you know.
I'm still curious about why you had to do it right to get this material out. I mean, is it because you had so many things going on in your head you wanted to get it out?
I couldn't relate to Black Sabbath anymore. Black Sabbath is like the most frustrating situation to me is the fact that I cannot play an instrument, so I rely on other guys to help me to get it together. And I have the greatest guy, the best person I've ever had in my life is a guy called Randy Rhoads, the guy, the guitar player with the band now. He sits, he's so tolerant. I mean, I'm nuts. I mean, I wake him up at 4 o'clock in the morning and say, got this incredible idea, will you get up? He goes, sure.
Yeah, that's what you need too with creativity.
I mean, like, people say, oh, you can't sit down at 9 till 5 and say, I'm going to write an album. It happens, man. It just comes to you from some force from some other way. I don't know where it comes from, but I always start to write when I drive my manager, Sharon, insane. Sharon, get me a piano. I say, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. We're loaded. We just got to sleep, man. I've got this idea. I go. She goes, please, just relax. Don't tell me to relax. I've got to get it out, you know. Once it's in there, once it comes to me, Sharon, get me a piano. I say, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. We're loaded. We just got to sleep, man. I've got this idea. I go. She goes, please, just relax. Don't tell me to relax. I've got to get it out, you know. Once it's in there, once it comes to me, so I get a piano wrapped over my head or something, you know.
She's a great manager.
She's great.
Yeah, you're lucky you've got a great manager.
She's great.
You're going to be playing in Santa Cruz, too, this, let's see, the 5th of July, I think it is, the day after the Day on the Green. I'll be there.
The day after Day on the Green?
I think so.
Does Billy Graham?
Does he know?
Does Bill Graham have feathers?
Feathers?
Because if he does, I'm going to bite his head off.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I heard that story, but I didn't want to bring it up. But since you did...
Well, we didn't have any Colonel Saunders, you know, so...
you were hungry,
kind of peckish, man. You know, the flights over from England and all that, and what.
Oh, I can imagine.
And I didn't have any gynecologists to play with.
So you had to do something to entertain yourself.
It's kind of sad that the bird had a good time, and I had a good time.
Did it work?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, huh?
It worked to the number. I don't feel kind of happy about that. I feel kind of depressed, but not as half as depressed as a bird felt.
This is going to hurt you more than it's going to hurt me.
Same as it goes.
Yeah.
It's kind of... It's all gone insane. Everyone's gone insane. I'm convinced. We're all mad.
Oh, I agree with you on that. Definitely. In fact...
Who has the right to demand, say anything? I've had people come and say, hey, who's this Ozzy Osbourne? Got the right to buy the cheap birds or whatever, pat its head off or something. I didn't know what it was about, man.
Well, oh, really? I don't know. I think it's kind of a fascinating stigma that you carry with yourself, and if you can carry it on and not be brought down by it or let it bother you with what people say, I think it's great because image
to make
means
a point
everything.
to put a point over to somebody, I can't say the word on the air, but you know,
Go ahead and say it.
arseholes.
Yeah.
To put the thing across to people, you have to, at times in your life, be bizarre.
Yeah.
You have to, for these jerks to get off their butts and say, this guy's for real, man. I ain't for real, really. I'm a sweetheart of a guy. I just want to be a gynecologist.
And you can't take anything too seriously, especially
What's
gynecology.
the point? There's too many people taking too many things. Rock and roll is my religion and my law, and you ain't going to change me. So if you either like me, you like me. If you don't, it ain't my fault.
Yes. I don't know. I think it's kind of a fascinating stigma that you carry with yourself, and if you can carry it on and not be brought down by it or let it bother you with what people say, I think it's great because image
to
means
make a
everything.
point to put a point over to somebody, I can't say the word on the air, but you know,
Go ahead and say it.
arseholes.
Yeah.
To put the thing across to people, you have to, at times in your life, be bizarre.
Yeah.
You have to, for these jerks to get off their butts and say, this guy's for real, man. I ain't for real, really. I'm a sweetheart of a guy. I just want to be a gynecologist.
And you can't take anything too seriously, especially
What's
gynecology.
the point? There's too many people taking too many things. Rock and roll is my religion and my law, and you ain't going to change me. So if you either like me, you like me. If you don't, it ain't my fault.
Yes. KSJO. Be right back with Ozzy Osbourne in just a wee bit.
Thanks a lot.
Following it. It'll be
Thanks a lot.
wonderful. My pleasure.
My pleasure too.
All right.
I'm falling in love. I want to be his gynecologist.
Ozzy, I'm not going to take up any more of your time, but I really...
Thank you.
You're very, very nice and very funny. You ought to be a comedian. Have you ever considered that?
I want to be a gynecologist. Stand. I'm a certified schizophrenic. I'm a certified schizophrenic. Schizophrenic. I'm a certified schizophrenic. I'm on constant tranquilizers.